In this video, we're going to download and install FileZilla, which is made by the company Mozilla, which is the company that makes Firefox, and it is an FTP client that allows you to transfer files from your local machine, the system here, to a remote machine somewhere else on the internet or on your network. Okay, so we'll open up a browser and search for FileZilla. Okay, FileZilla, the free FTP solution. Okay, we want to download the client, not the server. Okay, Windows 64-bit, that should be nearly everyone. But that's my particular system. It should detect your system, download the client, and download. Alright, it's completed. We'll run the installer. Accept the security exception. Okay, now be careful as you install anything. Make sure you're not installing additional software that you don't want. So read the terms, of course, agree. I usually pick anyone who uses his computer, but most people that's only one person, so next. I like the desktop icon. Next. This is where it's going to be installed. C program files. Next. This is the start menu location. Next. And it's installing. Okay, and I want to go ahead and start it now, so we'll click Finish. And this is the welcome screen. We'll just click OK on that. And FileZilla is very simple to use. If you have an account to a Linux machine or another machine using SSH, you can just type in the host name of the machine. So in this case, we're going to connect to the ISU CS server, cs.indstate.edu. Okay. And I'm going to use my student account CS10100 for demonstration purposes. I'm going to type in password and then port 22. That's the port secure shell. So this is going to be encrypted traffic. So when we quick connect, I don't like to save the passwords. You can if you want. FileZilla will keep track of passwords to different systems you connect to. But I like to not save them. Okay, and then the first time you connect from a particular machine, you will see this. It gets the fingerprint, the digital fingerprint of the server you're connecting to. This is a security feature that allows you to identify the machine you're connecting to. So the first time you connect, you'll see this, and if you choose to trust this, then the next time you connect to that same machine, you won't see it because you've trusted it. However, if you accidentally have a typo up here in the host name, you could be connecting to a rogue machine. You could be connecting to a machine that has malicious intentions, right? Because you accidentally typed in the wrong host name, right? So you'll see this warning again if you typed in the wrong host name. So it's just a security feature to let you know to make sure you're connecting to the right system. All right, so always trust this host. Make sure it is the host that you want, cs.indstate.edu, port 22, so that's correct. And click OK. And now we've connected. And so, excuse me, the main idea here is on the left-hand side, this is my local machine, my current system, my desktop. So I have a Windows system, my user account, the username is actually user. Okay, and then on the desktop, right, these are the items that I have on the desktop. Over here, this is my location on the CS server, right? So this top pane on both sides is just a folder browser, a directory browser, and then this bottom pane is the contents of the selected directory. So if I click on my home directory, this is the contents of my home directory. Okay, so let's create a file on the desktop real quick and test this out. All right, so I'm going to right click on the desktop, go to new, and go to new text document. Okay, and I'm going to call this hello.txt. Now, if you have a fresh install of Windows, they are probably hiding the file extensions from you, which is very frustrating because it can cause a whole lot of difficulties. So the first thing you want to do is open up File Explorer, go to View, and make sure you have file name extensions checked. So I checked that box, and now we see that the file I created, sure enough, it was hiding the .txt extension. So that could have been very frustrating for me, right? So we have to make sure now that we rename it and we give it the proper name, hello.txt. Okay, and so now I can double click on this and open it in Notepad. Eventually we'll get a better text editor. I wouldn't recommend doing much of anything with Notepad. Okay, and we'll type in hello, just some text in our file. Control S to save it. So now we have a file, hello.txt, that contains the text hello. And we're going to use FileZilla now to move that file over to the CS server. So now we are browsing local machine desktop, but you see it doesn't appear here. We have to manually right click and refresh to see what's in there. And sure enough, there's our file. It's finally showed up. And we want to move it into our home directory is fine. Right? So make sure we don't have anything in there called hello.txt. Alright, and we can just drag it either in this lower area or up in the top to the particular folder we would like to place it. Okay, so I've placed it there now and it's shown up, and we can double check this by running SSH and this is the same thing. This is a fingerprint test, right? So the terminal is checking the same fingerprint question that we got from the FileZilla program. So yes, we want to trust this. We want to continue connecting. All right, type in your password. All right, and there's our file, hello. And if we type cat hello, we see the text here, hello. Now there was no new line character, so our command prompt just started right after that. So we can change that real quick. Go to hello.txt and we'll add a nice new line character there and save it. And then cat hello. Now we see the new line. Alright. So that proves that the file is there. Let's make another quick change because we're going to move it back from the CS server to our desktop and verify the change. So hello. We're going to modify that with nano and we're going to say hello there. Small change, just proof that we're changing it. Save it. Exit. And we can exit out of the SSH terminal. And if we'd renamed this or we created new files, we might need to refresh, but we still see it, so technically we don't have to refresh here, but I'm just in the habit of it. And then we can click on this. Remember, the right side is the CS server, and we're dragging over to the left, which is our local machine. We move it over, and it's asking, do you want to overwrite the file? Yes. And I click on always use this action, and it's moved the file, so I can open it up on my desktop, and now we see it's changed. So that's FileZilla. That's how you can move files back and forth. So you'll use this a lot throughout the duration of the course.